In the heart of Georgia, there's a family whose story is woven into the fabric of history. The Callaway family has shaped a town into a thriving community.
The story of the Callaway family began in the late 1800s when Fuller E. Callaway Sr. dreamed of building the best mills in the industry. However, Fuller's vision was much larger than creating a successful business. He believed in caring for his workers as though they were family, providing housing, healthcare, and a community in the mill villages.
Fuller Sr. went on to become a businessman and philanthropist. He was a true visionary, and his legacy lives on in the thriving community of LaGrange, Georgia. His vision and hard work have transformed the little town into a vibrant, bustling town.
Fuller E. Callaway Sr. started the mills in LaGrange. As a young boy, his family struggled with money problems. He earned a nickel for being a water boy at a barn raising. This was the first time he had money of his own. Passing up the toys and candy, he bought 3 spools of thread and returned home, making the 16-mile walk in one day. The following day, he started over the country roads, going from farm to farm, looking for a lady who needed thread.
One of the most excellent salespeople of our era made a dime on his first deal. He then bought 9 spools of thread and found other ladies to sell the thread to. Later, he started selling scissors and needles. In 4 years, he made $60. So he rented some land and bought a plow, mule, and wagon. In that year, he made double what he had.
At 14, he worked at a clothing store in LaGrange, Georgia. He saved $500 and opened his own store, Callaway's famous 5 and 10 cent store. He then opened a department store at the age of 23. It is safe to say that his first love was retail.
Fuller Sr. heard of a man who sold pots and pans, so he became interested in selling pans. He borrowed money from the bank, traveled to Decatur, Georgia, and got a carload of pots and pans. He sold what he received, which began his store grand opening. He then heard of a man who sold towels from South Carolina, so he went there and bought a carload of those towels. He then had another grand opening and sold those towels. From those sales, his business grew larger and larger. He soon realized that the town needed an industry.
Along with other townspeople, he decided to build a cotton mill. They were asked to contribute money, and Fuller Sr. invested $10,000. The mill was built, but soon after it started running, Fuller noticed that the machines were old and it would soon fail. Because the mill failed, he learned some valuable lessons for his mills to come. He still ran his store but was interested in mills as well. The Callaway Mills were known worldwide as a significant company in the world of textiles.
Because of this, he established good relationships with textile men in New York, especially J.H. Lane and Company. A member from the Lane Mills traveled to LaGrange to tell Fuller that he would be crazy if he didn't get into the mill industry. They offered to put up some money only if Fuller Sr. would raise the balance and have the new mill built. He would also have to run the mill. He again collected $10,000 and received a grant. In a short time, the Unity Mill was in progress.
Unity Mill, which opened in 1901, was the beginning. The man's genius was that he fully understood he didn't have the workforce to run that mill. At that point, LaGrange was a tiny town with most people living in the country. He was trying to find a way to attract people to town. So he developed churches, hospitals, and houses. He was building a community around the mills. He didn't just make a mill, he created a community.
As a result, there was mutual respect between him and the people that worked for him. They could see he cared more about them as people and their families than just a worker. These mills employed hundreds of people. After this mill was so successful, he built 13 more. Fuller E. Callaway Sr. went beyond just building a business. He built a sense of belonging. Fuller Sr. didn't just follow the worker rights, he surpassed the expectations.
In the mill villages, he established tight-knit communities where workers could access suitable housing, education, and health care. Workers' rights are fundamental protections that ensure a fair and safe work environment. These rights include freedom from discrimination, fair wages, and the ability to organize and bargain collectively. This movement began in the late 18th and early 19th centuries, and it is just as important today. Thanks to the Callaway family's unwavering support, this idea of community first has continued through the generations. Fuller Sr. and his wife had 2 children, Fuller E. Callaway Jr. and Kason J. Callaway. Both of his sons continued his legacy. They also continued to provide advantages to their community, and Jr. began his career at the age of 14. Soon enough, Fuller Callaway Jr. was as respected as his beloved father. Fuller Jr. later became the president of his father's mills and successfully carried it on.
Mr. Fuller Callaway developed a sense of responsibility for the community. He felt it was his job to unite the town, which he did. In 1943, the Callaway Foundation sparked to life. It was known as the Callaway Community, but changed in 1962 to the Callaway Foundation Incorporation. Today, this foundation ensures that Fuller Sr.'s morals will continue to live on and take on his responsibilities. They now help fund countless things, and not one penny has been used for purposes other than religious, academic, and philanthropic reasons.
This year, the Dash organization acquired Fuller Callaway Sr.'s first mill to undertake a major revitalization project to restore the mill and community to their former glory. This mill would be affordable housing for families in LaGrange. Sam Craig, Fuller Sr.'s great-grandson, is the quarterback for this expansive project, which is symbolic in many different ways.
And in 1929, the mill workers honored Fuller Sr. by building the Callaway Memorial Tower. Because of his workers' respect for him, they wanted to honor him greatly. The time that they put their money toward the tower was during the Great Depression. These workers struggled with problems but set aside this money for 1 month's pay. Building this beautiful landmark, these workers showed how much they respected Fuller Sr. Ricky Wolfe said, "That is an image you cannot convey in words." This clock tower is located in the historic mill village and is well cared for today.
The Callaways are not done. They have future projects to come. Their goals are to strengthen elementary education, provide organizational grants, scholarships, and affordable housing to give children opportunities for long-term outcomes.
If Fuller E. Callaway Sr. hadn't given up at any point, 13 mills will not have been created. Families would not have benefited from the many resources he supplied, and the Callaway Foundation would have never existed.
As the Callaway family moves forward, the next generation is stepping up, determined to honor the past while paving the way for a brighter future. The Callaway family isn't about recognition. They've made a difference quietly, without seeking praise or fame. This is a family that will continue to inspire generations to come.